should probably leave.
So a video I promised a long time ago, like right when my channel first started, was Zack Snyder's Justice League. I just finished reviewing Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, so I was going to do this one next, but it's 4 hours long. A lot more qualified people have talked about this, and a lot more people just in general have talked about this. So basically I'm going to just keep this to what I thought worked and what I thought didn't. I'm going to start with the positives of this one and then leave on the negatives, because honestly I think this is a far better movie than Justice League, and I think it's far better than the two movies that come before it, so I don't really have all that much negative to say about it. In fact, I think there's a lot more positive in this than there is negative, but there is still some negative. Overall, the action in this is a lot better. It looks way better than it did in the previous Justice League incantation. You could really tell what's going on. The action seems to be a lot better choreographed. If I had to choose a favorite action sequence, it would have to be Wonder Woman just absolutely wrecking those kids in the museum. It's really well choreographed. The camera work lets you know what's going on. You're not actually lost in the action, and I really love her theme song. It's not only the action that looks good, the visual effects in this movie are fucking phenomenal. Steppenwolf in particular looks great. There's a scene where he kills an Atlantean, and before he kills him, he walks over this puddle and there's like a stick and mud and all this stuff coming up off his foot, and it just looks so good. But it's not just that he looks like he belongs there, like he's real. It's not just that the effects of him are good. He also looks 100 times better. He looks way more intimidating, and he feels way more intimidating. Much like Steppenwolf, this movie looks overall better than the last iteration of Justice League. The color grading is saturated, and sometimes I hate that, but it makes this movie and the effects work better. There's a scene on Themyscira where they have to collapse a vault in order to like stop Steppenwolf from getting a mother box, and that looked atrocious in the first one. But going back and how they recolored it and just how it's done in this movie is way better. It's a lot more suspenseful. You're not really sure if they're gonna make it, and then when it does collapse, it looks freaking phenomenal, just like all the debris and stuff coming down. Overall, I really like the aesthetic of this movie. I think it looks way better. I kind of like the design of everybody. I'm not too sold on Cyborg because it looks wonky in some areas, but throughout the most part it works and it does look good. I think the characters are way better done in this movie. For example, Batman is a lot more Batman-y in this than he was in Batman vs Superman. I know he's still just going around killing things, but at least in this movie it's parademons, and I can kind of look past that because he's not just like blowing people up or shooting them or running them over. Another example would have to be Cyborg. He didn't really do anything in the first Justice League. He just kind of was there. But in this, he really feels like a fleshed out character. He has a lot more to do, and he's a lot more involved with the story. Like, you can't take him out and still have this same story. He's very involved in it. And I really like the end of this movie. Also, spoilers, I guess I should say, if you haven't seen this movie from like a year ago. Also, it doesn't matter because this universe doesn't exist anymore. The ending scene where Flash enters the Speed Force, and then he gets to see like the universe get taken away, and then he's got to run so fast that he stops that, like he reverses that from happening. That's a really that's a beautiful scene. I really like the look of that scene. Except for when he's running. What is that? Why are you doing that? What are you doing? His running looks atrocious. It's such a cool scene. You get to see like the universe crumple behind him, but then you got him doing this running thingy, and it just kind of ruins the scene. I guess it doesn't ruin the scene, but it definitely it throws you off. One of the biggest problems I have with this movie is that it is 4 hours long. It is 4 hours long. It's a good movie, but it's 4 hours long, so that makes me not want to go back and rewatch it all the time, because do I really want to sacrifice 4 hours of my life for the Justice League? And it doesn't even matter. They could definitely do some trimming, so I think there could be, but we got the version we got, and it's fine. It's fine. Another thing that happens in this movie is the Joker shows up. Jared Leto's Joker. Just the worst thing I've seen on screen ever. And he offers to give Batman a reach around.
Who's gonna give you a reach around?
And the thing I hate most about this movie is they decided to go with a small little box aspect ratio instead of the full widescreen, and it makes it feel so tiny. I feel if they did widescreen or normal screen, just like the full screen, it could have felt much more epic and bigger in scale, but they scaled it down to this little box, so it kind of felt small, which, I mean, it doesn't matter, and it's not even canon, and they're not going to go anywhere with this movie, so it kind of fits. I guess that's kind of nitpicky, but it was very annoying at first. You get used to it, but it was so annoying. Now, I don't want to go into story because, like I said, this is a 4-hour fucking movie and I don't want to sit here and explain it to you. I also think there are much more qualified people that you could just go and watch if you want an in-depth review or like a critical review of this. Like I said, these are just some things I liked and like I didn't. And the only reason I'm doing this video is because I promised it so long ago and I just got to get it done. I never got around to it and now I finally rewatched it. We might come back to this, but as for now, I think this is going to be our only review of it, just something fast and quick. So I hope you liked it. Leave a like, leave a dislike, I don't care. Comment below and tell me what you hated or what you liked about the movie. You got anything you want to say?
I think you pretty much said everything that I was gonna say. So I thought you did a pretty good job explaining it.
Nope. All right, there we go. All right, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.